Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. I honestly cannot believe I filmed 3 videos in a week. Like, I don't even know myself anymore. As you can probably tell from the amount of uploads I posted in such a short amount of time, I am trying to make up for dropping the ball so hard in 2017 and get myself ready for 2018. So yeah, expect many more videos to come next year. There won't be one video with a 2-month gap and another video and a month and a half long gap. I'm gonna be consistent next year. New Year's resolution, I'm making these goals, I'm gonna follow through. So for today's tutorial, I picked up the Dose of Colors Blushing Berries palette as well as the Talk is Chic liquid lipstick. Berry tones call my name. I love them. I love warm tones. I love berry tones. And not being as familiar with Dose of Colors eyeshadows as I am with lipsticks, I really wanted to give this palette a try and see how I liked it, how it performed, you know, if I'd ever pick it up and use it again. Alright guys, if you want to see how I got this dark berry eye look with a Dose of Colors Blushing Berries palette, then just keep on watching. So first things first, and I am going to start by priming my face with my Becca Backlight priming filter. And I'm just taking a pump of that on the back of my hand, a little more, there we go. And I'm just applying that all over my face. And I'm really pressing and rubbing that into my skin. And for foundation today, I'm using something a little bit different, but I've seen this foundation get some hype around social media lately, and I really want to try it out. So I'm going to be trying out the Maybelline Fit Me Dewy and Smooth foundation. And what really got me to pick this up is that it says it's for normal to dry skin, and since I have really dry skin, I feel like I'm always on the hunt for a foundation that looks good on my skin. So I kind of want to see if this looks nice, and if it does, that'd be super awesome to have a drugstore foundation that I really like. So I'm going to put a little bit of this foundation on the back of my hand. That might have been too much foundation. And with a damp beauty blender, I'm just going to keep dipping into that and starting at the center of my face and blending outward. I think I definitely grabbed way too much foundation. When it doesn't have a pump, it scares me because I'm like, how much is too much? I don't know. Did I just waste everything? Did I just, you know, throw money down the drain? I'm not quite sure. So it's applying nicely. Now granted, my mirror is a bit of a distance away from me, so I can't quite see how this looks up close, but so far it looks alright. And I'm going to take some of that down my neck as well. I'm honestly shocked that this kind of matches me because I was at the store and I saw it and wanted to pick it up because I've heard so much about it. And there was no mirror or anything, and I'm like, okay, well, here goes nothing. This is either going to work or it's going to be a waste of $10. And I think it worked. I think it worked. So looking up close at this foundation, I really like the way that it sits on my skin. It does look really dewy, but it's kind of almost riding the line for me where dewy starts to look oily. And the other day I applied this with a brush just to kind of try it out and get a feel for it. And I wasn't sure about how much I liked applying it with a brush, but applying it with a beauty blender has seriously made so much of a difference for me. I like this a lot more having used a beauty blender for it this time. Alright, so real quick off camera, I'm going to do my eyebrows and we'll be right back to get started with the eyes. Alright, and to get this started, I am taking some Tarte Shape Tape and putting that on my lid. And I'm just blending that all over my lid with a Sigma 3D HD Precision brush. And to set that, I'm taking the same brush and buffing in some translucent powder. And to start off with, I am taking the shade Berry Chic. And with an Anastasia A25 brush, I am just very gently blending that into my crease. And I'm taking my time being nice and delicate with this one. And to start deepening that up, I'm going to take the shade Roseberry. And I am just blending that a little bit lower into my crease with a Luxie 231 blending brush. And I'm using very gentle, feathery strokes. And I know I say this all the time, but I'm really taking my time with this shadow to build it up. And I'm just going back over that with that A25 brush real quick just to marry those edges together. Next, I'm taking the shade Berry Pop, and with the Morphe M506, I'm going to start blending this into my crease to give it a little bit more of that berry tone that I want. And the lower that I get into my crease, the smaller the brushes that I'm using, because my eyes are so small, using bigger blending brushes isn't a really good situation. All of the product starts to go everywhere, and I feel like I have a lot less control. And I'm going back in with that Luxie 231 and no extra product and just buffing that all together. And I'm going back in and adding some more berry pop to that outer corner and crease. And I'm moving in circular motions to buff this all in. And again with that Luxie 231 brush, I'm just buffing right over top of that. And now with the shade Mixed Berries, I am taking a Makeup Shack T63 brush and I'm starting to deepen up that outer V even more. And one more time with that Morphe M506, I'm going to put some of that berry pop onto my lid, but keeping that really close to the center. And now taking Berry Chic, which was my first transition shade, I'm going to pack that on to my lid. This is going to be a nice all matte look. And I went over that berry pop a little bit, so I'm just going to put a little of that back where it was. And now taking the darkest shade in the palette called Berry Black, I am taking a Cosette S185 and just keeping that right in my outer V. And I'm blending that out just a little bit more with that Morphe M506. And to clean this up, I'm taking some Shape Tape on a flat concealer brush and just running it up along the edge and following my lower lash line. And for my brow bone highlight, I'm taking a Dose of Colors highlighter in the shade Melonade. And I'm just popping that right up on my brow bone. And then going gently over those edges to kind of blend them together. And before my lower lash line, I like to have my under eye concealer done, so I'm just taking some Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. I honestly should have done this first, but I didn't really think about it. And I'm just blending that out with the beauty blender that I used for my foundation. And I'm setting that with Patrick's Powder from MAC Cosmetics and the PatrickStarrr collection. And with the Dose of Colors Precision Shader Brush, I am running Berry Pop along my lower lash line. And I'm going to blow that out with a teeny tiny bit of Roseberry. And this palette does have a little bit of fallout, so you gotta be kind of careful. And with a really small brush, I'm going to take a little bit of Mixed Berries and put that on the outer third of my lash line. And I'm lining my waterline with Plumeira from Makeup Geek. And for my inner corner, I'm taking that Melonade highlighter that I used for my brow bone and just popping that right in there. To finish up my concealer, I'm taking my Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. Do I even have to say it anymore? And I am running that down the center of my nose and on my forehead, around my nose, and a couple of spots on my jawline because I'm getting a really bad breakout, and on the sides of my mouth. And with the same damp beauty blender that I used for my foundation, I am just going to blend that all out. I don't know what happened. I was a really lucky kid. I didn't have any acne. And now, like, 25 happened, and it's like, acne all down my jawline. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And to set all that, I'm taking some of the MAC and PatrickStarrr setting powder. And with my damp beauty blender, I am just going to press that wherever I put concealer. This powder definitely has kind of a pinky tone to it, but it doesn't really bother me at all. I'm used to like mostly just translucent powders, but for me it's like such a small difference that it doesn't bother me. Like it feels so nice on my skin that I can't complain. And it should come as absolutely no surprise to anybody now if you've been watching my channel, but I am going to mix Shadow Play and Sombre from the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette for my contour. And I'm applying that with a BH Cosmetics number 3 brush. Now taking some Maybelline Fit Me powder, I'm going to buff around the edges of that contour. And for my highlight, I'm going to use Melonade from Dose of Colors, and this is what I use for my brow bone and my inner corner highlight. And I'm going to be applying this damp. I think applied damp, it gives a nicer finish than applied dry. When it's applied dry, it's a little bit more on the powdery side, so, you know. And I'm going to apply a little bit on the bridge of my nose. And for blush, I'm going to be using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Radiant Blush Kit in the shade Coastline. And with that clean brush again, I'm going to go over top of the blush to tone it down just a hair, because this blush has a lot of pigment to it, so a little bit goes a long way. And for someone really heavy-handed like me, it is so easy to way overdo it with blush. And for lipstick, I'm going to be applying the new Dose of Colors Talk is Chic liquid lipstick. Alright everybody, and this is the finished look. So I have the Dose of Colors Marvelous Mauves palette that I picked up in an Ulta. I couldn't believe that I actually saw it in a store, so I had to grab it. And I used it once and I kind of liked it, and so I thought that I'd pick up the Blushing Berries palette. And honestly, with this palette, I don't hate it, but I don't love it. The shadows were a little bit drier than I had hoped they would be and a tiny bit patchier and difficult to work with. If you're alright with working with that kind of formula, then this will be fine for you. If you're not, then I would shy away from this one. It is a little bit difficult, not completely undoable, but as far as workability goes, this is not my favorite. I love the shades. I think the shades are really beautiful. They're just a little dry. Now on the other side of the coin, the Dose of Colors lip color formula is one of my favorites. It's really comfortable. It's transfer proof. There are some matte formulas that kind of feel like you're wearing a whole lot of cakey lipstick on your lips and it breaks up and gets clumpy. This feels really nice. I wouldn't say completely second skin like, but it's close. But it's super opaque, it's not streaky, and it's not super drying, which in a matte liquid lipstick, finding something that's not super drying can be a little bit challenging. I definitely recommend Dose of Colors liquid lipsticks. Alright everybody, thank you so much for watching, and if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe down below if you want to, and extra if you want to hit the little notification bell so you're alerted when I upload. I'm going to be uploading a ton in 2018. I am so stoked. Alright everybody, I will see you all in the next one.